Welcome y bienvenidos to this episode of Love Learning You. This is a special tech tips made simple type episode. I like to try to put these out about once a month just to mix into rotation and also because I think things that have to do with this ecosystem of artificial intelligence are not only a huge part of cultural change, they're a huge part of communications, how we communicate, how we work, and how we collaborate with one another in the world we live. So let's get into it. I want to share with you all my screen. Let me get this going here. And if you have ever wondered, what is ChatGPT? What are these things all about? I'm going to go ahead and present my screen here. And please know, I'm going to link below our next event that is sponsored by ProTeach AI, but it is a free event for K12 education professionals. We had our first one at the very end of January last week. And so I want to share some highlights from this because I had a ball planning this, but we actually have a bigger event coming up on March 6th. Our very first one was last week, and we stepped into this series called AI Magic for K12 professionals. It's a collection and series on Eventbrite, and I will link it below. For March 6th, you want to make sure you get your spot whenever you see this. I'm considering with that one opening it up beyond K12 professionals, but right now you are who I'm speaking to. And I have to be honest, I'm actually kind of surprised at how many educators I'm encountering in my consulting practice that are just not really that aware yet about LLMs. If that is you, or maybe you're a parent and you feel a little behind on some of this, that's okay. I'm here to help you out and give you a very quick crash course in this very short video. So in our session together, they got a cool workbook and some other things. In this session, I'm also going to link below my 3-step guide of prompting like a pro. So let's get into it. You don't need to know my background and history like we would on a live learning lab. I just want to give you the information. So the very first thing I'm going to direct you to is actually, you can see the timeline of progression here. This visual on the right is from the Office of Technology, which is actually under the umbrella of the Department of Education in the United States. Look at when this was released, May of 2023. So that will already be 2 years in like a couple months. Okay. So this is something that has already been taking shape, even if your school, your district, your child's school, etc., or you don't know about it. So what are large language models, or LLMs, as I'll refer to them? And they are highly intelligent digital assistants. They can read, they can write, they can understand language. They can also help specifically in K12, the K12 profession. They can help save you so much brain space and time and energy by generating lesson ideas, summarizing information that you need summarized, answering complex questions you have about a topic, or even assisting you with, yes, grading and communication systems and helping you with automation. So I want you to think whatever you've thought about LLMs or large language models before, and if you don't have any thoughts, think of them as a supportive co-teacher that can brainstorm with you and provide you instant research. They can help streamline daily tasks so you can actually focus more on your students. Now, this applies across industries. So if you're in business, if you're in HR, if you're in healthcare, in a lot of ways, some of these systems help a lot. Now, are there a lot of options? Yes, and it is growing by the second. So if you're just now getting on the understanding of LLMs or large language models, as of January 25th, I'm just going to give you a picture reference here, okay? This is just an initial list that I generated in ChatGPT. There are over 20 on this list, and these are just some of the more known ones of 2025 right now. There are new apps and new designs and models being released every day, different iterations that are growing very fast. Here are some of the most prominent ones that I find myself using a lot, or I find K12 education professional colleagues using quite often. And the first, as you might know, is ChatGPT. GPT actually stands for General Processing technology, I believe. Let me double check my notes. I don't want to tell you all wrong. It's general purpose technology. My bad. General purpose technology. That's what a GPT actually is. So Chat GPT is designed to be conversational and promote human-like text. It is also very helpful for drafting communications, creating lesson plans, or getting to some explanations on various topics. And so say that you are teaching about a topic in history, maybe you're not super familiar with as a teacher, this can help you get up to speed without having to go to the library and look for a bunch of books. Next is Bard by Google AI. Give me 1 second here. I'm getting a call. Okay, we're back. You know, you have to answer when your partner calls. Answer, okay? That's your little wisdom tidbit. Okay, let me get back to, ooh, where is the presentation? Oh, I think I found it. Okay, I think I did. I think I did. Oh, nope. I showed you all the wrong one. Okay, we're back. Do you ever pant? That was a weird sound to make, but do you ever pant like your dog does? Sometimes when my dog gets super excited, I find myself also then making those noises like I just did on this video I'm recording, because I mirror her. Okay, let me get back to large language models. But for real, try it sometime if you haven't when your dog's excited and go, with them. Okay, so number two, Bard by Google AI. So this is designed to assist with a lot of information retrieval and also collaboration. It can also help facilitate group projects, specifically helping educators stay up with the latest educational trends, etc. And then we have Claude by Anthropic, and it's known for the research capabilities, the ability to consume and analyze large data sets, and then also detailing a lot of summaries from that and assisting with in-depth educational research. So kind of a game changer in a lot of ways. These three alone, if you only know about these will get you started in a really healthy way with understanding large language models. These are all designed to be user-friendly in addition, and they can be integrated with a number of different plugins and extensions and capabilities that you see across different applications. So what we've learned, and a lot of this can feel very overwhelming, especially if you have only really switched over to using something like Chat GPT. Remember, GPT stands for General Processing Technology. General Processing Technology. If you've only just kind of transitioned laterally, so to speak, so you're just using Chat GPT as a replacement for Google, then this would be the time to try to get a little more specific about how you're choosing LLMs, why you're choosing them, and then how you're saving your different search sets and the things that you're creating and designing. Okay, so in this kickoff launch last week, we had a few people register to attend our live learning lab. I'm so excited for the March 6th one and for any that we continue to put on and host free for K12 professionals. I will include the link. So if you want to go check out the Teach Techies cohort for next school year, or download our free Prompt Like a Pro guide right there, you can do that. So I wanted to quickly just give you this. This is also something that participants are receiving, which is AI-powered productivity. It's a workbook and planner for K-12 professionals to increase their efficiency and focus. And a lot of this, honestly, you all, is just things that I've been trying over the years as a K-12 consultant and seeing how many of my colleagues are struggling when it comes to getting up to date and reducing that planning time. So one of the things we talked about in that live learning lab, and that we'll talk about a little bit more in depthly on March 6th, in the hope that everyone who joins walks away with their own plan, is this workbook, the AI productivity powered workbook, Powered Productivity, is defining your goal and your why. So if one of your goals is, for example, to reduce your lesson planning time by 2 hours per week, then attach the why to it. So what could you do with that 8 extra hours per month? And then how will you apply that to keep you going with your why? For me, I just know from an accountability standpoint, it is tricky if I don't put those parameters and say the why behind it. Always start with why for any of your goals. Then this workbook also has specific prompts for teachers, principals, and superintendents. And that's a little bit about that. Okay, so yes, our next Prompt Like a Pro, that'll be our next AI Magic for K-12 professionals live that I'll link below. But just to remind you, there are a lot of LLMs to choose from. This is a rapidly advancing landscape. And this is mainly just to introduce you in this video to large language models. What are they? What's the definition? And then what are all of the different options for all of the different needs that I may or may not have. We started with 3 in particular, but then I also shared this list of over 20 of some of the most popular LLMs. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hit subscribe and stay tuned for more. So glad you stopped by. And if you're listening on our podcast, thank you for following and subscribing. Thank you. Thank you. Let's continue to get compassionately curious together. And I'm seeing so many who we're discounting some of these very, very important cultural and communications topics that consequently go back to our well-being and how we manage our time and energy. And I'm a big fan of leveraging systems that help make our lives easier, healthier, and wealthier. So thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take care.